Hola from the west side. It is me, DC the Purple Diva. Welcome to Not So Random Chat. Let me turn that down. I want y'all to hear it in double time. Y'all know I have it on multiple streams going on here. But anyway, I hope everybody had a great Tuesday. It was Taco Tuesday around here for some of us. I actually had some Beyond Meat tacos. Mine were pretty good. Everybody else had your traditional tacos. But it was all good. We chomped down on our tacos as we watched the RNC tonight, y'all. We were watching that RNC. It was very interesting. Now, here's one thing that I would like to note. The I believe he was the Attorney General for the state of Kentucky. And he is black. And he spoke at the RNC today. But interestingly enough, when he was up speaking, his speech was the speech that people were giving their commentary doing on the major networks. I had to turn it to one of the local networks so that I could actually hear what the guy was saying. Now, I'm not a Republican, as we all well know. However, I find it extremely racist that the black speaker today was not heard on the major networks. I mean, all's fair when you're putting people out there to talk for this man. The speeches tonight were very interesting. Of course, Eric got up there first. Oh, don't y'all love the oratory skills of Eric Trump? I tell you, he actually uses, the same kind of big words his daddy does. And yeah, his speech was hilarious. His speech was hilarious. It was basically, please vote for my daddy for president, because, he's the bestest dad. And, I miss working by his side. And then, just putting out the same kind of garbage that his brother put out yesterday. However, probably not as eloquently, because, I'll give it to Donald Trump Jr. At least he's good at, public speaking. I don't know. Maybe Eric um, failed that class or didn't take it. Not sure. But, let me just say, my freshman year in college, I did go to an HBCU my freshman year. After that, I did go to a PWI, Fight On, USC. But before that, my freshman year, I was at Hampton. And one of the requirements, at least when I was in school there, back in the 90s, was that you had to take a public speaking class. They made every student had to take one. It was one of your general ed requirements to graduate. And let me just tell you, more people need to take public speaking classes. Not just if you're in politics, but you need to just take it. It's just a good thing to do for if you have to do presentations at work and everything. Because I'm sorry, Eric Trump is not a good public speaker. He's not, you know, and I would never say that I'm the best public speaker, you know, but I have done some speaking in regards to autism, but my public speaking skills are better than Mr. Eric Trump. Would you say at least he's better than Kamala? Well, I haven't really, to be honest with you, I haven't really listened to any of Kamala's speeches lately. She only did that one speech at the and it was okay. I mean, it was all about her family, you know. But no, I wasn't impressed by Eric's public speaking skills. I have to admit. Um, Donald Trump Jr. is a good public speaker. Um, I personally feel that 45 is not a good speaker, public speaker. The way that he speaks to our nation and to our people, I wonder if that's the way that he talked in his board meetings and when he was conducting business. And I'm going to have to assume that that is because this appears to be, just his style of speaking. He, you know, it's just the way he speaks. It's he's not a good orator, but you know, he has people helping him with his speeches. So, um, this I'll tell you, will it grow? How I feel, I am very perplexed in this current electoral cycle because I don't know if I want 4 more years of Mr. Trump. I mean, the last 4 years haven't been happy for me. And I'm just going to tell you that truthfully. So I'm seriously looking at the opposition, obviously. But I didn't vote for Donald Trump 4 years ago, and I don't think I'm going to vote for him now. But here's the thing. I need these other people to show me something too. You know, this whole the RNC to me is who they're preaching to right now is really to their constituents. They're not trying to get me, the independent voter, who is neither Democrat or Republican. They are just trying to retain the Republican votes that they got in the last electoral cycle. Okay, I get it. You know, but this attorney, the state attorney general from Kentucky, when he got up there, he did, make his commentary, in regards to the statement that Joe Biden made. Your wages went up 40%. Well, that's good for you. Will it grow? But I'm one of those people that um, still has not gotten back to what my income was pre the Big Short. Okay, I'm still trying to get there. You know, but the last 4 years, there's a lot of things. There wasn't a lot of stuff, and my main thing right now is I'm very, very unhappy with how our country has handled this whole COVID-19 situation. Point blank, period. I'm upset about how it was handled. We look stupid to the rest of the world. I feel that our president, you know, um, played the blame game, blaming where it came from. Who the hell cares where it came from? Just get rid of it. and made ludicrous statements at the beginning, like that the Democrats were behind this, and just that kind of stuff. So he's done nothing to impress me, you know. But like the attorney from Kentucky, the state attorney from Kentucky, Daniel, I believe was his first name. I don't remember what his last name was. But he said he's an independent thinker. Okay, I'm an independent thinker too. And he made a comment about the statement that Joe Biden made in regards to, if you don't vote for him, you're not black. Okay, that was a very offensive statement that he made. And it was just stupid at all levels. I don't even think he thought about it. So of course this gentleman was able to use that statement in, his rationale for sticking, with Donald Trump. But I'm sorry, Mr. Trump has made so many disrespectful, dumb statements, that we can sit here and weigh them if we want. Let's say, do I think Biden will? So, okay, racist. Being racist is not a mistake. Okay. But no, it's not. But I feel that the person that's in office is also that. Do you see my dilemma? I feel that he's one too. You know? I do. I feel that Joe Biden has done made some decisions at an earlier period in his career that were detrimental to black people. But I don't think that it was done in a, you know, as a racial divide. I see whether it's intentional or unintentional by this president that he seems very content with the divide. Yet, and still, his constituents will say that it's the other side that's doing the dividing. But I've seen nothing but complete division, more division during this last 4 years than I saw in the previous 8 in the government and in the country as a whole. So I don't know how, if this president um, thinks that making America great again is having this total divide, then he's clearly out of touch. And clearly, he doesn't know what makes America great again. Why is America not great? Why does he think that it needs to be, you know, changed, so to speak? Because the changes that are going on right now are causing a great deal of division, in my opinion. Hey, uppity unicorn. No, neither one of them is really for us. I would tell you that. I don't think that we've ever had. See, I think the problem that black people in this country have is that they've always looked for a president that was for black people. Well, when you had one that was racially half black, was he for us? So I don't think that that's what we should be looking for. I think that we should be looking for someone who is going to be for our issues, because many of our issues are not just Black issues. My feelings. Yeah, but even with JFK, a lot of his was motivated, politically motivated, because just look at what his brother did. Some of the things that his brother was doing that were not necessarily. I mean, I'm sorry, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 is not really helping us the way that we want. It's not a law. They have to keep re-signing it. So although that was a little helpful, it's not. The voting right, I mean. Yeah, but I'm telling people that you gotta vote for somebody. I don't want to see another 60%. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't want to see another 60% of the country going to the polls. I feel that those of us who can vote need to vote, because people not voting is the reason we're where we are right at this moment. 40% of the country said, I don't give a F, and didn't vote. We don't want that again. Yeah, it might be the lesser of two evils. But I also got a chance to watch Melania Trump give her speech. Um, Now, of course, she's rooting for her husband, and, she gave, her speech and everything. And, you know, through her accent, I was able to make out what she was saying. But, you know, I think the part of the speech that made me laugh was when she actually got up there and started talking about when she went to West Africa and, got her got her slavery lesson. Even her getting that little quick lesson, that you still don't understand what we are living. And she still doesn't realize that her husband, in my opinion, helps to perpetuate this stuff. He allows it. Hate speech is not good speech. What, I don't work? Oh no, I'm so sorry. I do actually work. I do. I actually work. I work in the real estate industry on the compliance side, and I'm in upper management. And I also am a full time caregiver for my son on the autism spectrum. Is that enough work for you? That's a lot of work, I think. So, yeah. And just so we're clear, DC has always worked. DC has never been on government assistance. DC has never been, beholden to the county or anybody else. Okay, let's be real on that. I'm a college educated woman whose parents were part of the civil rights movement. and I am registered as a nonpartisan independent because I'm a free thinker. And I don't feel that either party represents me, you know, via their platform. And Black Lives Matter destroying this country does not help. Well, will it grow? If you've actually been to my channel before, you would know that I have talked about what Black Lives Matter, the actual organization, is really about. And the particular organization is not about Black Lives Matter, at least not all Black lives. So, this is a safe space. I allow people to voice their opinions, but we're not gonna be disrespectful in the chat. Everyone is entitled to their opinion in my chat. I have friends that are on both sides of the fence in regards to this upcoming election. Exactly, uppity unicorn. You and me are woke on that. We know what it's really about. I said it last night. And that's the reason why the artwork that's going to be placed in LA for Black Lives Matter is going to be using the colors representing the transgenders. So, will it grow? You're coming into a chat where we're not necessarily sitting here talking about Black Lives Matter. You understand? Because we know what their agenda is. So you can behave in my chat. I don't have a problem if you're Republican, if you're independent, if you're Democrat. I don't have a problem with any of that. Okay? I don't. But I can give my commentary, because this is my chat, on the convention tonight. And I'm simply giving my opinion. Nothing thus far has impressed me. Now, here's the one thing that I will give you as a good point about the speeches tonight. And one of the things which I do believe is the truth is that although it's for ulterior motives, Donald Trump is standing up for people's right to religious freedom. And he is standing against the various states that are keeping churches from going into houses of worship. So that's one good point for him, okay? Because I believe that it should be up to the actual, ministries, churches, synagogues, mosques, whatever, to make that determination. Especially when casinos are open all over the daggone place, and the shopping malls, and the grocery stores that are not limited to 10 people, or 20 people, or 50 people. So, like I said, this is a very independent thinking chat. I'm not over here saying that anybody is the devil in this race. There's like one thing that Mr. Trump is doing that I do agree with. And there may be a couple of things that Mr. Biden is doing that I agree with. You get my drift? I'm looking, I'm trying to be an unbiased person, but the reality is that when I listen to the things that are coming from the Republican Party, for me, they are not convincing me. to give him another 4 years thus far. You know, I don't see a benefit. Sorry, I'm selfish in that way. I'm looking at it for me, for my kid, you know. Oh, I know. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Uppity unicorn. That's what I'm saying. There are good points on each person's side. And yet and still, you know, those of us who are independent, we're the only ones who are looking at this, you know. And I vote. I always vote. And I'm simply putting information out there. And so what I want is each person to make an independent, you know, decision. Because that's what it should be. You know, but that's true. There's, but right now, there's a lot of people that don't have a job, you know, and a lot of those people did have a job when this administration came into play, you know. Now, I am not saying that it is the president's fault that this pandemic happened, you know. I'm sure he wants to blame it on China, you know, that they want to make him come out of the administration. But, you know, I don't think that China could have known that he would not handle his business the way that other countries did, you know. So I don't think that that's, you know, I don't think there was any sinister, you know, there may be some sinister plot behind it, but it wasn't just about America. Okay. You know, this was a test for the world. No, this was not the first plague, but this was the first plague in modern history. You know, and with all the modern medicine and, you know, things that we have, we as a global society did not handle it well. We didn't, you know. But, you know, Melania got up there, she did her speech. She said, you know, I have to think about what her, you know, her theme thing that she's been doing since she's been in office as first, you know, I mean, since she's been first lady. I mean, compared to when My Forever Flotus was in there, and you know, there's no comparison when it comes to first ladies. Now, you know, Melania may be what certain people want and everything, and that's what they want because she's of a certain color, and you know she carries her way. She's more of a traditional wife than our previous first lady. But the last time I checked, our previous first lady was not the first lady to come in there who was also an attorney. You know, just our forever flautist has no intentions of ever running for president. She's not going to do it. So it was very interesting tonight. Um, I was very interest. It was very interesting to me that they decided to do the speech with all of those people in the Rose Garden, and they claimed that they were social distance, but it didn't look like there was a 6 foot distance between people to me. Nor did it appear that a lot of people were wearing masks. But you know, they doing what they want to do. And, even though this president has started saying, yes, we're going to wear masks, every time I see him, the man doesn't have on one. So I'm not even looking at him. So it kind of went as I would expect it to go for the second night. Tomorrow, on to the next day. Hopefully tomorrow, if he has any people of color that get up there and speak, they won't do their commentary during their speech on the major networks. Because I'm sorry, that was just rude. There's no other way to put it. It was rude and it felt a little racist because you didn't do your commentary over anybody else. And this was the RNC, but I'm still going to make that point because it just wasn't right. So that was that situation today. Now, of course, I have some other things that I want to talk about. I want to give shouts out to a couple of people that, put out some fire today. First of all, shouts out to my girl, Love Wisdom, with her part 1, part 2, part 3 teachable moments. Hey, T Million, where you been? How you doing? Where you been? Yeah, Love Wisdom was doing a teachable moment today. Now she was doing a teachable moment about the same, thing that I spoke about on yesterday. The alleged STI that one YouTuber gave to another. The gift that keeps on giving. And I loved her perspective. She was coming kind of from the same perspective as I about it. It's like, do these people think about safe sex, especially in this current climate? I mean, and especially with someone that you don't know. It just, the behavior to me, and I'm not going to stay on this too long. The behavior to me is not the behavior that you would hope someone over a certain age would conduct themselves with. You would think that people have more love for themselves than to do that kind of BS. But, hey, we're talking about YouTube here. So, anything is likely to happen. But I like the perspective that my sister Love Wisdom came from in regards to it. She dropped a bunch of jewels. She dropped a bunch of jewels on this topic. If you do not already subscribe to Love Wisdom, I would highly suggest that you subscribe to her. She wasn't doing a whole lot of videos before, but she's starting to put out some videos. And let me just tell you, sister girl, she's from the East Coast. And I'm going to tell you, how people from the East Coast and like from the Northeast, they're straight and to the point. And that's how she does it. Straight and to the point. No, straight, no chaser. Your country's wildin'. Oh my goodness. You started putting up videos? T Million, did you start putting up videos? I'll definitely come through. I will definitely come through. Because I know you were working on some stuff. But nah, because you haven't been, yeah, you've been MIA for a minute. So yeah. And like they've changed a lot of the stuff. You just need to put up an intro video. Just put up your intro video introducing your channel. It doesn't even have to be a long one. You can do it in a voiceover if you want, showing pictures. But just put up one. Just get your first video up, T-Million. Have you been in contact with Pandy? Because Pandy's monetized now. So reach out to Pandy. Reach out to Pandy's Hair Candy, because she's doing a lot on her channel to help channels to grow. So you need to, if you're not already subscribed to Pandy, subscribe to Pandy and check out her live streams. Okay. But yeah, Love Wisdom be putting out some fire, y'all. And she has a little channel. We want to see her grow, because another YouTuber that is putting out some knowledge, and she's doing it for free. Y'all need to go check her out. It's Topaz Presents. She does a lot of stuff on mental health. Y'all need to go check her out. And she's getting her subscription up. I think she's getting close to her 1K, I think. Okay. DM it to me on IG. DM me on IG. I'm DC the Purple Diva on IG too. But yeah, and there's a couple of other channels that I'm also affiliated with that are really trying to help people. Brown Girl Bella, who just got monetized. Foodie Squad, who's monetized. And April WYD. They do live streams 3 times a week to help channels to get views and to get new subscribers. They do what they call watch parties. So they're a good channel. As those 3 channels are good too. And I'm a member on one of them. And then I have to give a shout out to my soror, who is a big YouTuber to me. She's got almost 200K subscribers, and that is Leah Gordon. I think a couple of other YouTubers may have mentioned what she talked about, but on her channel today, she did a really short video in regards to Reginae Carter. And Reginae has recently come out with a statement talking about saying that, she's not going to date men who have kids anymore. And apparently she got dragged for it. Now, let me just say this. Reginae is 21 years old. Okay. At 21 years old, I didn't want to date nobody who had kids either. Okay. And I don't understand why people would drag her. Why, as a 21-year-old, would she want to deal with baby mama drama? I think she dealt with it with one of the, with the guy she was dealing with, the toxic relationship that she was in, and she has learned her lesson at the young age of 21. I mean, I was like that when I was young too. I didn't want to get serious with a guy who already had kids because I didn't have no kids. You know, I was like, when I was in my 20s, and I'm talking about mid 20s, I was still like a unicorn because I didn't have no kids. And they were like, "Why don't you have kids?" I'm sorry. Did you ask me to marry you? Are we married? Are we getting married? And this is where her head is right now. And I think it's a good space for her head to be in. It's a good space for her head to be in. She don't want to be, you know, it, she's looking at her mama, she's looking at her daddy. Can you blame her for not want to date nobody who already got kids? She's 21. I mean, seriously. And yet and still, and it was mainly guys dragging her. Why? Because you want her to deal with you and your mistake. You didn't already gone out there, popped out a bunch of babies, or popped out a baby or two, that you may or may not be taking care of. And you want her to come into that situation when why why should she? You know, she got you know, she got parents that made sure she's well taken care of. So until she meet the right man, she can be selective. And here's the thing, most young ladies at that age should be that selective. You shouldn't be dating a guy that got a bunch of kids. Sorry, not sorry. Because all that shows you is that this man know how to make babies and not how to be a husband. So she's got some sense. She's not trying to be somebody. She don't want to be somebody's baby mama. She wants to be a wife. Why is that not a good thing? Why is that not a good thing? She's clearly looking at the example that her parents showed her. I'm just saying. Her parents showed that. Her dad, it took her dad what? Forever to marry her mama. Her mama had her at 14. And then when he married her, he then commenced to cheating on her. And then he started then he popped out babies with all these other women who he did not marry. So that's the example that her father has shown her of how a man is. So what she's saying is that's not the kind of man she wants. We should be commending her for that. We should be commending her for that one. You know? Because a lot of young girls don't think that way. They just see this fine dude, you know, and they just think that, you know, even if he got these other kids, well, I'm gonna be the one he gonna marry. Well, you might be the one he's gonna marry, or you might just be another baby mama. It's not cute. It's not cute at all. So I'm just saying, sounds like Ray Janae is starting to get her head on her shoulders right. That's what it sounds like. So she shouldn't even be being dragged for that. The girl has some principles. She got standards. What's wrong with y'all? What? You don't want her to have principles? You don't want her to have standards? Hey, Adelina. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of nice and that's kind of refreshing, you know? Because, I mean, I like, and I like, Angela Simmons, but just look what she did. You know, she should have had higher standards. And it's unfortunate that her son's, father was killed. You know, but you know when you're when you're dealing with young girls, and I'm talking about young ladies that are in their early 20s, and if they don't have no kids, why would they want to strap themselves down with somebody else, and be the mama for somebody else's, kid? This is the same thing. I'm sorry that guys be talking about on the flip side, that they don't want to be with a girl that got they got a bunch of kids. They're saying the same thing. So why is it so wrong when she says it? That's a double standard. That's a double standard. And I see that Megan Meg the Stallion, Megan the Stallion, whatever her name is. I'm sorry if I'm messing the girl's name up. Um, has finally, come forward and made it very clear that the perpetrating of the shooting, of her shooting, was indeed Tory Lane. Didn't take a rocket scientist to know that. And yet and still, you got these fools out there, talking crazy in regards to this girl, like she deserved to get shot in her foot, and that she's a snitch for saying that he did it. No, he needs, just like when, Rihanna got her face bashed in, whatever happened, this dude shot her. So he needs to be accountable for it. This isn't the first time he done some stupid stuff. He got that Napoleon mentality going on. And it's crazy because there are a few short dudes who are extremely abusive. I mean, this is past, putting your hands on somebody, you shooting. And I don't want to hear the stuff about he didn't mean to hurt her. He shot at her. If you shoot at somebody, you mean to hurt them. So he was just trying to get, nothing that she could have done, you know, and just wanting to get out of the car warranted this dude pulling out a gun and shooting. That's some dumb stuff, and the people who are speaking against her are stupid too. You know, what? Would y'all have been more happy if she had been critically injured? You know, is it because this this is a black female? Y'all don't feel no regret about what's happened to her, which is exactly probably why she didn't say anything from the very beginning, because this is what happened. People are trying to victimize the victim. They're trying to victimize the victim. Oh, you talking about Meg the Stallion? As far as I know, she's a girl. As far as I know, that's a little girl. She's just a tall girl. You know, there's other tall girls. Shoot, Lisa Leslie is tall, and she's definitely a girl. What's Muhammad Ali's daughter, the one that was a boxer? She's tall. You know, her being really tall has nothing to do with it. She's just a statuesque female. Nah, I think he shot her because he can't control her. She wanted to get out the car. He didn't want her to get out the car, so he shot her in the foot to keep her from leaving. That's what it sounds like to me. Sounds like like some Regin on one. Sound like a Regin that's on one. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. I didn't hear about that though, but no, as far as I know, she's female. You know, because it would be kind of crazy if she's not a female and she's talking about some WAP. That would be kind of crazy. That would be kind of crazy. But I mean, they always they always have rumors in regards to black women who have strong features, or because our some of our bodies are not the way that you know white women are, because they were saying that same crazy stuff about Serena Williams. They were saying that same crazy stuff about her, you know. Then she went and got pregnant on him, you know. And unlike, all the craziness that they said behind Beyonce, there was no shadow of a doubt that Serena Williams was pregnant. So she couldn't possibly have been a man. But they always say crazy stuff like that about females. They said the same thing about my favorite flowers. There were all kinds of crazy YouTube videos talking about that she's really a man, that their children, uh, you know, were somebody else's biological kids. They're not their biological kids, even though those kids looked exactly like their mama and their daddy, you know. But now we have pictures in Michelle Obama's book where you can see when she was actually pregnant with one of her daughters. But because she and he did not share those intimate things going into the White House because it was nobody else's business. um they used to say that about her. They're always making those nasty rumors about black women. They said the same thing about Beyonce at one point. They said the same thing about Beyonce. That's why they were saying that. That's why they were trying to say she was faking the pregnancies and everything. That part. you know it seems like they want to make some of these women who are really women into men when they're not. You got a plenty of them out there that are. What's that little girl, that transgender girl, Sydney Starr, who been around everybody, you know and everybody knew that she was transgender. And I mean, if you look at her, I mean, you got to look at her and kind of really, 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 really listen to her and everything. Then you can kind of tell. But I mean, she didn't everything. I don't know if she's still a man down there because but everything else looks female, and she could trick somebody. You know, so I think it's because of some of these transgenders who are out there that may look more like what people think a you know born woman should look like, is why when you do have women that may be a little bit have a more athletic build, say that people start saying that they're really a dude. I'm gonna have to go look at this video. I'm gonna have to go look for that video, T Million. If it's on YouTube, I'm gonna have to go look that one up. You know, but at this moment, I'm just gonna say that we're dealing with a female because she presents herself as a female. She ain't told us nothing else. You know, so and even if it was a male, if somebody's just trying to get out the car, that ain't the point to be shooting. And apparently everybody was arguing in the car. There was people in the back of the car arguing. She and he were arguing. Everybody arguing. All right, I'm gonna go take a look at it as soon as I shut this down. I'm about to get off. I'm come on online, come on the camera rather, so you guys can see me because I'm laying back. Wait a minute, 1 second. Hey guys, I told you I'm laying down, laying against the pillow. There we go. You don't have on a shirt again. Shirtless people. That's why I told you to put a shirt on. You didn't have it on in time. Too late. Too late. Tomorrow. He keeps coming around shirtless. He's not coming on camera without a shirt. It's not appropriate. This is not that kind of channel. All right, you guys, I'm getting ready to get out of here. I will be back tomorrow because there is another day at this RNC, and I will give y'all my commentary on that and whatever else comes to the random chat line. But until then, you guys, I offer you peace. Let me get my hands right. There we go. Peace and blessings from the West Side. I will see you guys on tomorrow. Peace, everybody. I'm out.